When you started with the foundation of prayer. When you started with the foundation of preaching. You started with the foundation of fasting. But what has happened to you? Have you not read that you should remove not? Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 28. It said, remove not the ancient landmark. Remove not the ancient landmark which thy fathers have set. Remove not the ancient landmark which fathers have set. You started with fasting. You started with prayer. You started with visitation. But today he said there is a particular thing you need to add. Sir! You don't need to add anything to your faith. The only thing you need to add to your faith is virtue and patience. He said, add to your faith virtue, patience. Who has bewitched you? You saw when Jesus was evidently manifested. When you started your ministry, you saw the power of God. Under the tree, the sick were being healed. There was no sophistication. There was no sophistication. There was no color. There was no ambience, ornament. You have not become so. You have not become. Who has bewitched you that you should not obey the truth? Before whose eyes Jesus has been evidently set forth. Go further to the next verse. Go to the next verse. This only would I learn of you. Receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law. Hey. Hallelujah. Did you receive the Spirit by the works of the law? Or was it by the hearing of faith? Did you need to tie rope on your waist? Before the blind saw, you didn't hear what I said. Before you got that job, did you need to visit any altar? How come now you are not being made perfect in the flesh? Did you receive the Spirit by the works of the law? What was obtained by prayers must be maintained with prayers. You started well. When you started serving God, you started well. What has happened to you today? What has happened to your prayer life? These were the ancient landmark that you applied. You didn't have to join any association. You didn't need to wear any ring. The word of knowledge inside your spirit was very sharp and accurate. Is there no God in Israel that you go and inquire of the gods of the Ekron? That's what Elijah said to Ahab. Do you remember? How long shall we be in between this argument? You have erected altars of Baal. As a prophet, you are now identifying with the prophets of Baal. Are you aware that there are different descriptions of prophet? There are prophets of the Most High God and there are prophets of Baal. The prophets of Baal are those that eat. They eat from the table of Jezebel. It is from the table that you eat from that determines the message that you preach. Did you hear what I said? You cannot be eating from the table of Jezebel and you are preaching against Jezebel. Am I talking to somebody here? Balako sakata yadagada.